number 1, or is it week 0? That's what they call college football, week 0.
I'd say week 1. Yeah, technically week 1.
The Coach's Couch, presented by Fisher National Bank, our brand new title sponsor, Coach.
Awesome.
We didn't have one of those last year.
Pretty sweet.
So thank you, Fisher National Bank, for being our presenting sponsor. We've got lots of new sponsors, lots of great new upgrades. Thanks to those sponsors. We'll get through all the sponsors, but we'll start with that presenting sponsor. We're special thanks to Fisher Bank, Fisher National Bank, that is, for stepping up to the plate and supporting the Coach's Couch. I'm here with Coach Adkins. My name's Dan Waldinger. We're missing one piece. Chad Collins, he is on assignment, Coach. I don't know if you heard.
I did hear.
But he is at the corporate headquarters, the Coach's Couch headquarters in New York City. So
probably looking for a new couch, I'm sure.
He's looking for an upgraded couch. These couches are nice.
Yeah, they are.
He's probably looking for a sectional maybe. Maybe something that reclines. I don't know. But he's on assignment this week. He'll be back next week for Coach's Couch. We're going to do this every Wednesday live at Yoyo's. If you are not here, you're missing out. It's a packed house tonight. Let's hear you. Let's hear you guys. Yeah, it's a packed house. You're missing out.
Yeah.
Great drink specials. Great food.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah. Lucas is an awesome guy for letting us do this. And before we get started for this week 1 show, I want to really shout out the crew here. It's Ryan's show.
No doubt.
It's your show, but Ryan's production.
It's Ryan's, yeah.
Ryan has put that money these sponsors are putting in right back into this setup. You can't really appreciate the setup from here.
It's incredible. Yeah.
But he's going to post some photos, and he'll put that on Instagram and all the socials. And in case you're wondering, go follow Coach's Couch, Instagram, Facebook. It's Coach with an S, Couch _ Mahomet. Look us up. It's right there on your screen, too. Make sure that you go there, follow, like. Ryan will keep you updated on everything Coach's Couch, but it's going to be live, Coach, every single Wednesday from Yoyo's, barring some weird exception, at 7:30. Okay, now that we got all of that done, we want to encourage questions from our audience. So when you're online, you're watching, chat, put it in the chat. We want questions. Later on, we're going to ask Coach those questions.
Maybe Chad can log in from New York and send us a question.
Hopefully he's watching. He could send something. I know we're pretty worldwide when it comes to questions. We got Mansfield. Bernice is always asking tons of questions.
What was old girl's name in Thornwood? You remember her?
Thornwood.
What's the Thornwood lady's name?
I don't, doesn't ring a bell, but I'll have to do some homework on that.
In this year.
Was it Ruth? Oh, Ruth from Oak Creek.
That's right.
She's local, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're out there, we need your questions, because without them, it's going to be a pretty boring segment when it comes to the sideline segment with Coach later on. But let's kick this thing off. We've talked enough, Coach. Let's start our first segment we call the Bulldog Breakdown, and we're going to try to recap 2024.
Okay.
In about 5 minutes, which is going to be hard to do, I know, for you.
Yeah, no doubt.
But talk about last season. We went 7-3, had a disappointing loss. It's always a disappointing loss when you end your season. Really tough draw in Springfield, Sacred Heart, Griffin, and a tough 24-21 loss. Talk about last year as a whole. Mm-hmm. Maybe talk about some of your seniors that departed that you're going to be missing this year. And just give us a quick recap of last year.
Yeah, certainly going to miss all of them. It was a great senior class that I had been, that had been 4 years in our program, and kind of expected, to go past and beyond the first round there last year, and unfortunately didn't get the job done in a very close loss, like you said, at home to Sacred Heart Griffin. When you look back on the season, I think the word adversity can just kind of can come up many times when you talk about that, whether it was one of our wide receivers, preseason that kind of got some bad news and held him out until week 6, I think it was, and then we're in week 3 and another one of our wide receivers gets some bad news. And Trey Peters and ends up, blowing out his knee essentially and loses his senior season and just the ups and downs. And and the emotional roller coaster that last year was. I just can't say enough great things about our kids and how they stuck together and battled through all of that. It was incredible to see. Again, hats off to our leadership, and the captains and the senior group as a whole last year for sticking through that and like I said, weathering the storm and battling through it, and then having the successful season that they did. Again, I know it didn't end the way that we wanted it to, but when you all things considered, when you think about that season as a whole, the fact that we did go 7-3 and undefeated again in the conference for the 4th straight year, it was special, and again, I'm gonna miss a lot of those guys. A lot of them are off to doing bigger and better things now, and whether they're just going to college or in the workforce. We had a couple of them, 3 of them actually go on to play at the next level. Trey Peters is at University of Illinois. Brock Vanderveer is down at Eastern Illinois University. And then Lucas Dyer, our quarterback, is down at UT Martin. So those 3 individuals decided to go on and play at the next level. But again, a great senior class. Going to miss those guys a lot. They really kind of set the bar, and I'll talk about the bar here in a second. But they really kind of set the bar and the standard as a whole for these younger kids who are coming in. A lot of playing time for these kids coming in this year and whatnot. Again, hats off to that senior class, and I wish them all well. And again, wish we could have gotten past the first round, but again, they great kids. And I wish them nothing but the best this, in the future and this year. So,
yeah, it's impressive. You got 3 Division I players going in this year as freshmen. So, looking forward to keeping track of them and throughout the season, see how their progress is going, as well as all the former Bulldogs, of course. But it's time to look ahead to this year, Coach. We talk about this segment we call Friday Focus, and of course, Week 1 is Morton, but just generally speaking, let's talk about, I know that you, I've gotten to know you over the years, that you, as a general rule, you have sort of one tagline for the season or one sort of motto, if you will. Can you talk about that today? Or if you prefer not to, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious to hear it.
Yeah, no, I definitely will. And overall, the motto of our program as a whole is family strong. And we're going to continue to be family strong through our 4 core pillars that ultimately build the house, right? Accountability, character, effort, and discipline. But each year we kind of let the senior class or the group of leaders kind of develop their hashtag or their tagline for the year that kind of defines them and who they are. Because, and I just got done talking to our kids about this tonight, year in and year out, it's a new team. It's a new makeup of kids. It's new leadership. It's new, turnover throws on the sideline. It's all new. And so, who are we going to be as a team, as a unit, as a program? And so, this year the kids in the senior leadership group came up with the hashtag Raise the Bar. And I told you I was going to come back to the bar standard. I think it's left a bad taste in our program's mouth, losing in the first round, these last couple years. That's something that we don't ever want to settle for. We don't ever want to just be satisfied or okay with winning the Apollo or making the playoffs. Our overall goal as a program year in and year out is to win a state championship. That's why we do it. And so, we have to raise the bar, and we needed to raise the bar. It started this off season again in the weight room, and then all the things that we did during the summer and now into the beginning of August. That's always in the back of our kids' mind is what did you do last year? How can we do it better this year? How can we continue to raise the bar, continue to raise the standard as a program, as a whole? And like I said, I've been really proud of our kids, especially our seniors in our leadership group, for how they've handled that, and then kind of what they've done to continue to raise that standard and that expectation.
I love it. I like that. So speaking of raising the bar, you and Mr. Hensley continue to raise the bar with the non-conference opponents. And, of course, we're going to get into Morton, but talk about the first 3 games as a whole and what goes into the schedule making. You've got a gauntlet.
Yeah.
You've got Sycamore, a Morris, and a Morton. These are all programs, much like Mahomet, that are perennial playoff teams and really strong conferences. All of them are in really, really strong conferences. Talk about what goes into that schedule making and that philosophy of raising the bar for the competition.
And I think you're exactly right. Again, if we want to be the best, we got to beat the best, right? And I told you, our goal is always going to be to win a state championship, and you're not going to get there if you can't compete against teams like the Morrises and the Sycamores and the Mortons of the world, and we've developed a really awesome relationship rivalry with Morton now. I believe this is the fourth or fifth maybe year we're playing them since that playoff game. And I think our contract maybe extends for another year or two. And again, what an awesome town, community, and players and coaching staff. They're great to go up against because we know their kids are going to be good. We know they're going to be well coached. We know they're going to give us a great game and better our kids, at the end of the day. And that's what we want. Again, if we're going to make runs in the playoffs, if we're going to ever get to a state championship game, we need teams like this to ultimately prepare us, kind of show us really where we're at. Can we compete with these guys? Can we beat these guys? If so, what does that look like moving forward? And so absolutely, when Mr. Hensley and I a few years ago kind of sat down and talked about the expectations of the program and where we see it going, I absolutely said, who can we get? I want to play the best, and these are certainly three of the better teams in the state of Illinois. There's no question about it.
So speaking of Morton, you beat them last year in a shootout at home, 69-37. A lot of points in that game. Morton finished 4-5 on the year in a really tough Mid-Illini conference. What do you expect from them this year, and how do you prepare for a week one opponent? Yeah, you're going on the road. We've been there before. It's a tough place to play, no matter the record. But how do you prepare without film and all the things? What are some of your tricks of the trade going into this week one?
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. Week one is the unknown. You got a little bit to go off of last year's film, and if you were able to maybe see them later on in the year, did they have new starters, younger kids, get some playing time and whatnot. But outside of that, at the end of the day, you got to show up and you have to play good football. And that's you taking care of the football. That's you not making penalties or mistakes or turnovers, etc. And if you can do that, again, at the end of the day, we talk to our kids all the time, you got to control what you can control. And I think especially in a week one game, week one setting where there is so much unknown, you focus on what you can control, and that's you and the way you play and the way you execute, and then let everything else take care of itself. But you're not kidding when you say a tough place to play. Again, I challenge our kids this entire week. We haven't won there yet. We're looking to be the first team to win on the road at Morton. It's kind of been a nice back and forth again between us, and neither team has been able to get a win on the road yet. So we're certainly gonna try to do that. We know what's stacked against us. We know what they have coming back and how talented and skilled they are. But again, like I said earlier, I really like where our kids are at, and I know how hungry we are, and how much we want to prove people wrong, right? This group of kids, they don't have the D1 scholarships or whatnot. They just have a lot of grit and a lot of toughness and a lot of again, like proving people wrong. Ryan Pruitt, our new quarterback, being one of them, kind of always been in the shadow of his cousin Lucas, and he's watched and studied and learned from Lucas these last couple years, but now it's his time, and now he wants to show everybody, Bulldog Nation and everybody else that we go up against, that he's a really good quarterback too. And again, he's not the only one. We have several kids that are excited for their opportunity to showcase who they are and what they're about and what we're about.
And we're going to talk to a couple of those kids later on, and some of those anchors, if you will, and some of the stability that you have coming back. We'll introduce them later, but before we get to that, we've got another segment to cover. But before that, we've got to take a break. We got to pay the bills for Ryan. We'll be right back on the Coach's Couch.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School Athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Welcome back to the Coach's Couch. It's Coach Atkins' couch, but we have two couches right now.
It's actually Yo-Yo's couch.
Well, technically it's Yo-Yo's. Shout out to Yo-Yo's for hosting. Lucas, Boston, always accommodating. We'll be here every Wednesday. We need more people here. It's pretty packed, but we got room for more. I am really excited about our next segment because we have a new sponsor, Coach, which allows us to do more upgrades. I don't know if you can tell, but we almost need sunglasses. It's so bright.
Seriously.
And I don't know, maybe hair and makeup at this point. Because you can see every detail on your face. You can see Ashton's mustache quite vividly.
Yes,
He's been working on that.
Which is amazing, by the way. It's really stepped up your game there. But this segment we call Chalk Talk. It's presented by our new sponsor, Jody O'Malley with Collective Homes. So shout out Jody O'Malley with Collective Homes for sponsoring this segment. If you need any kind of Collective Homes help, get a hold of Jody. She's the person you need to get a hold of. Jody, thank you for your sponsorship of Chalk Talk. So this is when we bring in a couple of coaches from your staff, and I heard you earlier say you've got 18 different coaches, which is amazing.
What
Talk
a
about
luxury.
that.
Yeah, no, again, just incredibly blessed to have not only the number of guys that I have, but then just the group of guys that I have. They all work really hard and know their roles and work very hard at their roles. You know, everybody's got an assignment and a duty and a responsibility of what to do, and they all do it very well. Again, couldn't ask for anything more or anything better. Again, just incredibly lucky to have the group of guys that I have around me, and they are what make our program successful for sure.
And they're quite sharply dressed and looking like twin brothers. By the way, Coach.
I wore it first.
Oh,
Not true.
Did
Not
you
true.
guys
We
text?
did it. We had to coordinate.
Oh, you did
Look
text.
good, feel good.
Yeah, you look good, feel good, you play good, and you coach good, apparently. Coach, we're going to need 3 of these for the Coach's Couch crew.
Well, I better get Chad one too, because if I
get
don't,
Chad.
if I don't
Ryan
get
needs
Chad
one as well for Friday night.
I'll just
And
get him all.
I'll take a large probably.
Shout out to Alex Giorgio, new director of apparel in the program. Yeah, you got
George,
a
you
title.
heard it here first. We need 3 more.
Yep, finally got a title, so that's good.
It's about time he did something. No, we love George. He'll probably be on the show later in the season, I'm sure.
I guarantee you will be.
Everybody loves George. Speaking of them, they're also couch sponsors. Shout out to Alex and Amy Giorgio. some of our couch sponsors, along with Lee and Peyton Zarusin. Thank you guys for being couch sponsors. We'll get to you again later in the show, but let's get to the coaches. We've got JT Murphy here, O-line coach, and we got Ashton Heiser, who's a freshman assistant. Let's start with Ashton. Ashton, I got a couple questions for you.
Are these from you or from his dad?
One has to do with his father.
Okay.
No, we'll leave him out of this. What? Maybe not. Ryan's not safe. But Ashton, let's talk football first. Both of you guys played. You can both speak to this. You played for the Bulldogs as a player, and now you're coaching. So, Ashton, you go first. What's the difference?
Well, I don't think there's too much of a difference. I think the program's about the same. Practice is about the same. I do think Atkins here has gotten a little bit softer on the.
That's what they've been saying. I know.
It's true. It's true.
Hey, it's 2025 now. Things have changed. Things are different now. That's right.
I wouldn't say too much different. Still a good feel, good vibes all around for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
JT, why don't you speak to that as well? I know you were on the show last year and talked a little bit about it.
Yeah,
Talk about it again.
Like Ashton said, I don't think a lot has changed since we were players. I was only got Adkins for 1 year, so we could kind of see where the program was going and what he wanted. Now it's full go. I think all of the things that our organization's founded on are pretty cemented. You know, the guys know what's expected of them. So that's a good thing, I would say. The only difference for me is just that Atkins has had a little more time to do his work. So yeah, that's the only difference. Things are going great.
You know, and one of the things, and I've told JT this several times and some other kids in his class, like, I wish I could have had those guys for 4 years, you know. Unfortunately, I did only get them for 1, but they were the reason that we are what we are now. You know, they had to go through the growing pains of the change, a new way we practice, a new way we dress and walk the field and bus, all the above, right? And when somebody new comes in and literally changes your whole world and everything you do, sometimes it's very hard to be receptive of that. But again, a credit to those kids in that class, that first class that I had, they bought in. It was different, and at first, you know, we had some ruffle feathers here and there, but they bought in and they understood, okay, now we see, you know, kind of what his expectations are, et cetera. And because of those guys buying in, again, I think the kids now are reaping the benefits of what those guys ultimately created, for sure.
Yeah, that's that family strong culture. I think you guys can both kind of test different vibes from JT, of course, being on the very first Coach Atkins team. Ashton has a different perspective going through that COVID kind of culture that he had, kind of missed shortened season, and that was also sort of your second or third year?
Second year, yeah.
Yeah, so both have a unique perspective of that culture from a player and now coach. So let's get to your coaching roles. Ashton, you're helping with the freshmen. What do you feel like is your most important job with the freshmen? As a freshman coach, what's your most important role?
I think honestly the fundamentals, yeah, and making sure they're ready for varsity, teaching them the things that we do. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those kids have never played football before, you know. I mean, about half of them have been playing Pee-wee for all their lives, and then half of them just started in high school. So there are a few of them are on different levels for sure, but no, I think it's pretty much just the fundamentals.
Well, let me ask you this. I know you were coached by two outstanding individuals, in your father and myself, in flag football, and obviously won some championships there. How does that translate into your coaching?
Just a winning attitude, you know. That's what I learned early on, how to win ball games. So, yeah.
Thank you for that, Ashton.
No problem.
And thank your father again for that and those trophies that you have at home from the flag football days.
They're on my stand right now.
Okay. JT, I got a question for you. How important is technique versus pure strength in the O-line? What's more important, or are they equal, or what's your take on that?
No, I would say technique far outweighs strength. You know, brute strength can only get you so far. You could have the biggest, strongest guy on your offensive line, but if he doesn't know his assignment, or if he doesn't know how to get to the spot he needs to be, where his hands go, it's not worth anything. So I think definitely technique, and that's something that me and Coach Severs really try to hone in on with the guys, because we got a strong group. We're fortunate enough that we got guys that are super strong and super smart, but it's the fundamentals and the technique that win you games.
And then follow up on that, how do you balance you talk about your group this year for the varsity squad. How do you balance that reliability and that consistency with getting the next group ready?
Yeah, we've got a huge group. We're fortunate enough that we get to work a lot of different guys in. I think the biggest thing with that and kind of developing the next wave of offensive linemen is the senior and junior leadership. Super selfless guys, so they're big on coaching those guys up. Whether that's scout O-line or during drills. Just you got to rely heavily on the older guys. You can't be everywhere at once, especially with the size group we have. So I think really that's we do the best we can, but it's really a responsibility that falls on those older guys too.
All right, next question I got for both you guys, and Ashton, you can start with this one. You guys put in a lot of time. I believe you're both volunteers. I could be wrong on that. Ashton, I know you got banker's hours, so it's not as big a deal for you. But talk about, a lot of people don't understand the level of commitment. Talk about, like, what's it look like every day, and why do you do it?
So yeah, it does take a lot, but I do it because I love football and I love the program. This program's awesome to be around. I'm glad to be a part of it. And obviously, like, when I graduated and stopped playing football, I felt like something was missing, And so I was just chomping at the bit to coach. And when Coach Atkins wanted me to be the freshman DB coach, I didn't hesitate, for sure.
Yeah, like Ashton said, it's a big commitment, but the reason you do it is your love for the game, the love for the guys you get to be around. I've learned a lot more from the players I've coached, I think, than I've taught them. Just kind of getting to remember what it was like being in their shoes, get to fall back on your experience and try to instill some of that in those guys. But yeah, it's a time commitment, but I don't see it as a burden at all, because I get to do something I love and get to be around some really good kids. So.
And we got a little bit more time, so of course we're going to roast Coach a little bit. But
go ahead.
That's what I've been waiting on.
They say those that can't do coach. That, however, is not the case for these two. They were both really outstanding players. Again, Murph was absolutely a leader of our offensive line, knew all of our calls and checks, and made sure that the other four guys were in the right spots. And again, I think that's another reason why he came back and wanted to get into the coaching level, because I think he saw in himself how good he was at it, right? If you can coach up your peers as you get older, naturally you just have that in you, and he certainly does. He's a protege of Coach Severs, the Wizard, and you just heard him talk about technique, and that's something that Severs talks about all the time. And Murph's done an outstanding job for us. Again, kind of started at the freshman level, worked his way up, and he's now a varsity assistant. Had to go away this summer due to an internship, but certainly next year looking to even probably take a further jump amongst our staff and get maybe some more roles and responsibilities. And then Ashton, same thing. If you watched him play, like, he was fun, man. He flew around, he hit people, and just his overall energy and excitement, that he played with was incredible. So absolutely, when I can have guys like these, who've been in the program, they know the rules and the expectations, and they also are great with kids and teaching the fundamentals and the technique and whatnot. It's a no-brainer to have guys like these come back on your staff. And like I said, they've both done a great job, and I'm incredibly blessed and lucky to have them. They got really actually significant roles on Friday night. Murph is right there with Severs, charting down all of our plays, kind of going over what's working and what's not, and right there in his ear, helping us kind of prepare for what that next drive looks like. And Ashton's the same, right? He's helping Murph out on the sideline with the DBs. He's kind of taking a step up this year, learning more on the offensive side of the ball as well at the freshman level, and even doing some more play calls down at the freshman level as well. So there's no doubt that these guys are great guys. And I'm lucky to have them, and glad that they do put in the work that certainly I ask of them, because I could be hard to work for, I'm sure, at times, but these guys work their tails off, and again, just lucky to have them for sure.
Well, it is fun. I mean, now that I'm starting to feel old when you say that, because I remember watching both these guys play too. It's such a joy to watch them play, and it takes me right back there when you talk about it. Watching these guys fly around the ball. So we really appreciate you guys being here tonight. The last thing that we always offer to you
Here we go.
is your opportunity to roast your coach. This is the Coach's Couch.
Be careful, boys.
What you got, Ashton?
Be careful, boys.
It's your mic if you want to.
I think
roast
what he
Coach.
meant to say is you can ask me a question.
I mean, that's what I meant. Do you have any questions for your head coach?
I do not know.
Who's your favorite Coach Murphy out of the three?
Ooh, wow.
That's a good
Love
one.
it.
So honestly, it's probably you, because you
How
don't
much did you pay
you don't ever fight. Like, those two are just complaining all the time at one another. They're battling, they're bickering back and forth. And then there's JT that's just, yes, coach, and he goes and does it. So it's probably
Still a
you.
former player.
You're not as high
Dynamic.
maintenance. Yeah, you're not as high maintenance as the other two. Yeah, definitely. That's a great question, Murph. Great question.
And also not from down south. So that's
Yeah, exactly. That helps too.
So we still have a couple minutes. I'm actually staying on time tonight, Coach. But
I'm proud of you.
I'm going to ask all three of you, and you can go in whatever order.
Okay.
You all played football at one point. What's more rewarding when it comes to a big win, being a player or a coach? Coach,
I'll go first.
You go first.
Here's the deal. I take myself back to when I was 16, 17 years old, right? And although I was kind of maybe one of the weird ones that did love football and probably knew I was going to be a coach, at the end of the day, you're a kid. And the sun comes up tomorrow, and you're going to go to school or hang out with your friends or go to work or whatever. And so I think you brush it off, losses, wins, etc., easier, faster maybe, as a kid than you do as a coach. And I just know, again, the time and effort and hours that these assistants put in. When you win, it's like the weight of the world lifted off your shoulders. It's such a gratifying, satisfying feeling to know that all your hard work has produced the W in the win column, if you will, there. So in my personal opinion, I think I take losses harder as a coach than I did as a player. Again, and maybe that's because as a player, you kind of feel like you can only control one thing, right? Like what your job or position is. As a coach, you kind of feel like you're in charge of it all. And if something, has a letdown here or there, you feel like that falls on you. And so in my personal opinion, I know that winning, I get more satisfaction as a coach, but certainly the flip side of that is I take losses so much harder as a coach than I did as a player.
I think as a player, it's a little bit more exciting, a little bit more hype, because you're a part of it. You're on the field, you're making plays, cheering your name, whatever. But I think it's more rewarding as a coach because you get to see all the work that you put in translate to the kids on the field, for sure. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think they both kind of summed it up. It's two different kinds of reward you get from it. As a player, it comes with all the fun things like getting to go to school, wear your jersey, you get a big win, you get to come back next week and still kind of riding the high off that win. But the preparation that us coaches put into every week is a little bit different. Not that these guys don't put in a lot of work every week, but just you've got your keys for the week, the things you want to accomplish, and then to get to see that translate onto the field on Friday nights and feel like you are a part of the reason that we get the job done is also a great thing. So.
Well, we all enjoy the smell of the fresh cut grass and Friday night lights, and everybody can appreciate that. So I'm ready to play Friday. I guess Morton doesn't have fresh cut grass, but
Turf.
You know what? They got the Friday night lights. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back for more Coach's Couch.
Sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hey, shout out. You just watched the commercial to our new presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Shout out to them for stepping forward to sponsoring the Coach's Couch. This next segment we call Inside the Huddle with, and this is our very first sponsor actually, last year, was This Week in Bulldog Athletics.
That's right. Shout out Mike.
So Mike, thank you. Mike Horton, of course. Thank you for sponsoring this segment we call Inside the Huddle. This is where we bring a couple players on the show, and that's always fun because we get to see the guys that are in the pads on Friday night, live and in person. Before we get to these fellas, remember, we need your questions. Otherwise, Coach has something to talk about later in the sideline segment. So text your questions, not text. I don't know, message them.
Message.
What do you call that? Chat. Put them in the chat.
Put them in the chat.
We're live on YouTube right now at Yoyo's. Get in that chat. Text some questions to the coach. Make sure they're appropriate because everybody can see them online.
Bernice.
And thank you for being online. Please come live in person. There's some great specials from Yoyo's. Great food, great drinks. Let's get right to it, Coach. We've got a couple of your anchors from the offensive line here tonight. We've got Noah Daniels and Oliver Smith. This is Noah, of course, next to you, for those who aren't sure. And this is Oliver. I always want to know, like, do you guys have nicknames? Because I feel like you should be Big O. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Love it.
Big O for the O-line. And then do you have a nickname that the guys call you?
Just Noah.
Noah?
Just Noah.
That's
all
it?
is. Yep.
We need to come up with something. Like Noah's Ark or something?
Well, when him and his brother used to be on the same side, we called them the Bash Brothers.
That's right.
So, yeah,
Yep.
that was
us,
fun.
so
But not this year.
All right.
They're on opposite sides.
Oh,
So, yeah.
let's get into that a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with that, actually. Now, do you line up across from your brother in practice?
Like going against them?
Yeah.
I mean, we have in board drill, but now we're just like we're on completely different sides of the ball now. So not ball, but like sorry.
Noah plays left tackle.
Oh, I was
now.
going to say,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you sweat like this is breaking news. Like we're throwing Morton a wrench right now. Okay, that makes more sense. But are you on opposite sides at home?
Ooh.
Do you get into it?
We always get into it.
Lily guaranteed the third triplet probably breaks them up, and she separates
the
them.
enforcer?
Yeah,
I mean, we've done it. We've been fighting since forever. So she's always been that kind of person to knock it off. So
Okay,
that's
so
how-
you got to
that's
have
what
the
it's like.
mediator.
Yeah, right. So
All right, well let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about both seniors, both captains. What's it mean to be a captain? What's it mean to be a senior? How are you going to look at this season going in? Go ahead.
Well, I think it's like kind of what I know Coach was talking about. Like, it's kind of our team, right? Like, the group of seniors every single year kind of like they go in, they create their own hashtag, they create their own motto to kind of like build the team around, right? So I think, starting here as a freshman, it's kind of awesome. And I feel like it's really special to kind of be in the position that we're in. And I feel like we're fortunate to have the opportunity to kind of lead this team and build this team. And kind of try to get this team in a position to where we want us to be. Because like Coach was saying, like we always want to win a state championship. And I feel very fortunate that we're in a position now to where we can lead the team that we think can do that. So.
Right on.
I mean, dadgum, he got a whole bunch of it, but it's really cool actually. So.
Yeah, Noah's showing his countryside there with the daggum. Chad would love that.
Chad and Noah are going to be besties someday, guaranteed.
Chad is really missing out because you're speaking his language. Coach, talk about these guys. You haven't really had the luxury of having a returning O-line. I mean, quite frankly, last year a little bit experience.
Yep.
But this is probably the most experienced O-line.
No doubt, and that's we mentioned this last year about these were two of them that returned, so it was nice last year to have some returning O linemen, but this year is something that I've never had happen in my career. Not only are we returning 4 out of the 5 starters on the offensive line, but 3 of them are 3-year starters.
That's insane.
That has never happened to me before. So when you talk about the experience and knowing the expectations and the way to practice, and I can go into more detail here in a couple minutes about these two specifically, but again, what a luxury to have. And if you're going to have experience in one position on the football field, I think any coach in America will tell you would want it to be on the offensive line. So again, what a luxury we have this year. These guys have done a great job. I'm excited for them to lead our team and lead our program and see how far these guys can take it.
Noah, did you win a bet when you plugged in the daggum? Was that a key word that you had to? You won something?
Somebody pay you money to say daggum on the.
Nope, that was just
that's just pure
first thing
you.
that came to mind.
Oh yeah, Chad's gonna love you. All right, so listen. We talk about expectations. He just said it. Both of you can speak to this, but how do you handle expectations? We're expecting you to really be the anchor for this team. You got a first-year quarterback starter that you got to protect. You've got some new faces in the backfield. You've got new faces in the receiving corps. How do you handle the pressure that you guys are going to have to get this job done?
We've had a kind of an expectation for the past 3 years. I think it's just kind of built up more, especially now as senior year comes around. Like we've had, we're raising the bar. Like we have to this year, especially. And it's just it's helpful that you have three-year starters, so we can kind of like Josh Craig. He's a senior and he's first year starting. Kind of got in a little bit last year, but it's helpful. Like he has questions or he hasn't really seen the expectations that we have for the past 3 years. So I think it's helpful that we can kind of say like, hey, like we got to kind of kick it in gear here, or hey, like you're doing a really good job. Like this is great. This is exactly what we need to do, and we need to kind of keep it at that pace. So I think it's helpful that we have so much of like us, especially in the group that we have right now. So I just think it's a good thing.
I think another thing too, kind of like as time goes on, right? Like we talked about, we have a very experienced group, and you kind of learn how to handle expectations, right? Like I think Noah can attest to it. Our sophomore year, our first game, we were. It was a shocking experience.
A little
to say
nervy?
the least. Yeah, and I mean, you know, that kind of being nerve-wracking and like, you know, having to deal with those expectations, like, you have to live up to those, and kind of as time goes on, you learn how to deal with it, and it's like you have a job to do, and like you work as a team, but the way that you get a team to work, you do your individual job. So whenever you kind of start to focus in on like, kind of, well, we focus on like as a unit, but like on your individual assignments and stuff, like it gets way easier to live up to those expectations, and then it kind of takes the pressure off because you're like, okay, like I know my job, and the more that you get into that, the easier it is to deal with those expectations people have for you.
One thing I've always said, you know, and everyone knows this, you guys don't get any love when it comes to like the headlines, the press, even on Friday nights, you know, you kind of disappear because we just assume, you know, the playmakers get all the love, right? How do you deal with that? Number one, is it important to you? And also, like, does it bond you in some way?
We get plenty of love. Maybe not from like the outside of everybody, but like our Coach Severs, like he gets fired up on the sideline. Like we get back into the tent watching film, like he's over there high-fiving everybody, making sure they know, like, or we know, like, hey, you guys just went out there, kicked butt, and did a fantastic job. So, and the rest of our teammates too, like they know that like it starts with us, and they're really good at kind of keeping us up, especially if we're having not such a great practice. And so that's just it's good to have everybody else like on the team, especially. So.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of like, it doesn't really matter to us as a unit, right? Because, you know, we don't need the praise. We don't need any of that. You go in and kind of get your job done. And like Noah was saying, like, you know, our coaches get fired up, and like we get, you know, the people who are within the team kind of understand that like everybody has an important thing that they do, and they don't write us off. You know what I mean? Everybody on our team is important in some facet. So it's like we do get love. So I feel like the notion that we don't get loved is it's not true. We get a lot of love.
I love that. I love that.
You know, a lot of times, you know, people like to use the analogy of the chain link and all that stuff. You know, these guys are truly our backbone. And I'm going to take that to another standpoint of, you know, usually when you go up and meet somebody, you see them in the front and in their face, and you usually don't see the back, right? That's these guys. They're not the glorified, you know, getting all the press and all this stuff. But what they do for our program night in and night out between the white lines is absolutely the reason we stand up, right, if you will, with the backbone analogy. Yep. So there's no question that these guys are our rock. And like I said, to have the experience that we have, you know, at that position, they're a unit. They challenge each other. They motivate each other. They're great leaders throughout the rest of the team and the program as well. This guy right here is probably the hype man of the team. He's the rah-rah guy and gets guys going. And Ollie's the one that's coaching kids up on the sideline, that's talking to Josh if he needs something or whatever the case may be. They know their roles. And they execute their roles very well as far as leaders and captains of this team.
So, question for y'all. The really good O-lines, I feel like, bond in a special way, and they do things together and all those things. Do you guys have that kind of unique bond? Like, are you going down the hallways, like making sure Pruitt doesn't get stepped on? Or what kind of bonding do you guys have as a unit?
So actually this past weekend, you know, we went over to Coach Seaver's house, had some bang and smash burgers. They're great. Had like 8 of them.
Love it.
Great.
8 of them just for you, right?
Yeah, just for me.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I think that we have a great bond, and I think that's also kind of built, you know, through the fact that we've all been together, like Josh, Noah, Phil, me, and Ryan. We've all been together. We played football freshman year, and we've kind of gone through the process of like growing up together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. Through freshman year to now. And yeah, 100%. We have that special bond. Like whenever we go to team camp, you know, me and Noah roomed with Ryan. NCAA football, you know, got a little heated a couple times, but you know, it's just like, you know, you go out there and you have a job to do Friday night, and you work as a football team, but we're also really good friends, and that bond off the field is awesome, and I feel like that's why we've been so successful.
I love that.
I think about that all the time, actually.
Yeah.
I remember there was a play last year with Luke where he was scrambling out. He got hit on the sideline, probably a little bit late, and I didn't do anything about it. I could have done something. I could have got a little bit angry, and I didn't do anything about it, and I regret it.
Yeah,
because,
you take it personal.
That's my QB. That's a guy I see every day, and I've got to protect him, and I didn't do anything. So that's a scenario I go to sleep to is now make sure Ryan, if that happens, I know what I'm gonna do. So.
Well, you're not gonna get a flag, but
No,
you're gonna protect.
I'm gonna do what I need to do without getting the.
That's right.
team, you know.
I love that. I actually love that. I'm excited. I'm more excited than I was before tonight, knowing these kids. And Coach, I'm glad you led with these guys on this show. So talk more about them, and we'll close the segment.
Yeah, again, just I can't say enough great things about their leadership, throughout this offseason. Losing the senior class that we did, that we had, we knew somebody needed to step up. Some people needed to step up, and these were two that certainly did just that. Again, they created the hashtag of Raise the Bar and the reasoning behind it. Then they were the motivation in the weight room. They were the responsible ones getting guys, to the weight room when it needed to be had. We are going to be successful this year because of these guys and all the work and effort that they've put in to not only being great football players, but to being great people and great leaders for our program. And I'm excited for them. I hate that, we got, 9 games, hopefully a lot more than that left. But this is their last year, and it's going to be a joy to watch. It's going to be awesome to celebrate with them all the highs that we have, because certainly, again, they definitely deserve it.
Well, Big O, Smash Brother, we are excited for some pancakes with a little syrup. So I expect a ton of pancakes come Friday night. Thanks for coming. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Coach's Couch. Hang with us.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation.
Boy.
The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Looking for
Hey, welcome back. We are excited for the football season. Obviously, we're excited to have our first Coach's Couch, and we're excited about our sponsors, Coach. This is called the Sideline segment, and it's sponsored by the Bulldog Gridiron Club. They do a lot of great things for the program, mostly fundraising.
Absolutely.
For the football and the cheerleaders.
Yep.
So thank you, Bulldog Gridiron Club, for sponsoring this Sideline segment. Also want to throw out or shout out the rest of our sponsors. This week in Bulldog Athletics, of course, we mentioned them. Jody O'Malley with Collective Homes. Alex and Amy Giorgio, our couch sponsors. Lee and Peyton Zerusin, also couch sponsors. And thank you, Yoyos, for hosting. And, of course, thank you for to our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Without y'all, RZ couldn't have all this fancy equipment, and this show just wouldn't happen. Yeah. So we're also excited about, before we get into the questions, Coach, we've got an all-new Couch Sticker Club. So I don't know if you see this. Ryan's got it up on the screen, Coach, for the viewers. You can join the Couch Sticker Club. Ryan will get all the details there if you go to that link below.
That's awesome.
You, too, can have your very own couch sticker and join the club.
That's awesome.
So, Coach, you have your own sticker club. I didn't know if you knew that.
RZ, he's the man.
Let's get into it, Coach.
All right.
We didn't get into Morton enough, so I wanted to add my own question.
Okay.
What is it about Morton that kind of scares you the most? The Potters, the Hogs, whatever you want to call them. What are you most, I guess, timid about going in?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. You know, ultimately, I think it being week one is a natural, the unknown, right?
Yeah.
It is pretty scary. But as far as Morton specifically, you know, they return their quarterback, who is a very good player. We know they got some really good tall weapons. They got a wideout that's like 6'7". And you know, and they got some skill, and they're huge up front. So they are going to present a lot of different challenges. But again, I like where our kids are at, and our coaching staff has done a great job this week. And we're going to go in there Friday night and be prepared and give it the best chance and best shot that we got.
I love it. I love it. By the way, thank you for typing in the chat. We actually have some great questions. Keep feeding us with questions each and every week. We'll be here every Wednesday, 7:30 to 8:30 for the Coach's Couch. This first one, Coach, is from Bassin Outdoors with an exclamation point. How would you describe your coaching style, and what's more important, player discipline or creativity on the field? How do you? There's like four questions.
Okay,
in this.
let's start at the very beginning.
Describe your coaching style.
Okay.
What's more important, player discipline or creativity on the field?
We'll come back to that one in a second. So, honestly, I think one of the things that I've noticed about my coaching style is how I've changed and evolved. I know Ashton made a joke about it earlier, but how I've changed and evolved even from when I started back in 2008 or 9, whatever it was, and just how differently I specifically coach now than I did back then. You know, when I was younger, I was very much, you know, about plays and not so much players, if that makes sense. And now I feel like I've taken on a different role. Again, I think it's due in part a lot to the 18 great assistant coaches that we have, but it's allowed me to take on a different role and maybe be more about players than plays, and really try to develop those relationships and get to know kids on personal levels, maybe more so than I did when I was younger. Again, you know, in your kind of focus at the time, at that age and stage in your career, is about scoring points and stopping people and all that fun stuff, right? You know, as you progress in your career, you really kind of see the big picture and kind of maybe what's most important. And, you know, the realization is that a lot of these kids aren't going to go on to play at the next level, you know, so how can we continue to focus on
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Oh, RC, hey, it's week one.
Week one. This is week one.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring coaches. Your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information. Your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Every viewer. Hey, thanks for hanging with us. It's week one jitters, Coach. But you know what? It's a great opportunity. So we still have a need for sponsors because apparently RZ does not have enough batteries. So if you want to step forward, awesome. Ryan, can you flash your sponsor screen? We could use a couple extra bucks for batteries.
That's awesome.
But hey, listen, thanks for sticking with us. We're back. We're live. This is a live show. We're gonna have some hiccups. Coach, I don't know if you remember where you were at.
I don't actually, but I think I was on the second part of that
Yeah, let me
question.
get to the second part of that question. What's more important, player discipline or creativity on the field?
Yeah, to me, it's player discipline, and you know, I tell our kids all the time, you know, that I'm never going to set aside my morals and overall our team philosophy for wins and losses. Like we're always going to be disciplined and do things the right way, and if not, we're not going to be a part of the program, or we're not going to play, or whatever that looks like. So to me personally, I am very, very strict and harsh on player discipline for sure.
Yeah, good question, Bass and Outdoors. Thanks for submitting your question. We always want questions. Also, if you're here live, feel free to shout it out, your question, and we'll get it in. Andrew Ziegler, who's a big fan of the show. This is a very important question. I got to know the answer. Coach, who's your favorite, Dan or Chad?
Oh, come on.
Hey, no pressure since Chad's not here. You can be truly honest.
Favorite
he just says,
TV host, favorite
who's your favorite
flag football coach.
It's open-ended.
Man. I'm going to pick RZ. I can't. RZ's my favorite. He puts on the production each week. So
okay, that's the wrong
Are
answer.
you sure Chad didn't ask that question?
No, it was from Andrew. Maybe it was Chad posing as Andrew.
Exactly.
All right. Well, next question. I'm going to make it a lot harder since you answered that incorrectly. This is from Owen Seymour. I think you know Owen. Does Coach Atkins sleep with his whistle? Coach, do you sleep with that thing?
First off, Owen knows better. Owen knows that I don't sleep. So you have to you have to be able to sleep in order to sleep with the whistle on. So, but no, we just came from practice and I forgot to take it off. And but I do feel like I wear it 24/7 sometimes. But no, Owen, I do not sleep with my whistle on. Thank you.
Do you use that whistle to put the kids to bed too? Or?
Right. Yeah, it works. No, actually, my wife takes care of that. She doesn't have to whistle. She says go to bed, and the kids do what they fear her, which is a great thing. Awesome. It is a great thing.
That's awesome.
So
I love that. Well, Coach, that's a wrap for week one. We're excited about Morton live Friday night. I believe they have the NFHS. Not 100% on that, or do they have their own stream?
I think they have their own YouTube stream. Okay. I think if you go to maybe Morton Potters.
Tell you what,
Morton Potters TV, maybe. Yeah.
RZ will put it on the link in the chat and on the socials. If you're not following the Coach's Couch, make sure you do it. It's Coach's Couch _Mahomet. Friday night, it's almost here, Coach.
Yes, it is.
What's it like being that first week? How are you more excited? Like, is it equally excited?
I think every year is different. And somebody asked me this the other day. Last year I was nervous in a sense of our kids living up to the expectation. Luke and Trey and Brock and all those guys coming back, and everybody thought we were going to go 9-0 and all this, and so I think that allowed the nerves last year. This year I think I'm more excited than I am nervous, and and I say that because we do have a lot of new faces and young guys who cannot wait to put on display just what they're capable of doing, and I get to see it every day, where I don't think the majority of the community or people do, and I know that there's a lot of question marks out there, and people know what we lost, but they really don't know who we're going to fill it in with, and so I think I'm incredibly excited for our kids and the opportunity that they have before them to go out and play a game underneath the Friday night lights. So, yeah, for me this year, I think it's more excitement and hoping it was here right now than it is maybe nerves. So, now ask me that question again at 7:30 on Friday, and I might say there's a lot more nerves. But right now I'm just really excited for our kids to get going and get after it.
Yeah, a few Mountain Dews probably don't help.
A few is correct.
But yeah, RZ will put that link in. Morton, Friday night at Morton. Then we come back home for Dogapalooza. He didn't find it, but he'll put it on his socials. Coach, can't wait for the season. I'm excited to see some of these new faces and learn about them. And excited for Bulldog Nation to get to know these players as well. That's a wrap for week one. We'll see you next Wednesday. Come out live. Support this show. We'll see you then.